Hi everybody, my name is Billie Hodgman, and I would like to talk to you guys about self-worth. What is your self-worth? I know for me, it was very complicated for me to understand how much I was really worth it to other people. Personally, I had a very difficult childhood. I had two brain surgeries while I was very young. I was 10 when I had my first one, and I was 12 when I had my second one. So I definitely did not feel the same self-worth that a lot of children at the age did. As you can see here, this is my first surgery, and my parents decided to commemorate it by taking a photo, and it it affected me, very much so. My first surgery, I was actually paralyzed on my right side. I had to learn how to eat, ride a bike, do it all again, and I had to rebuild myself. It was extremely difficult. I was in 5th grade, one of the years where you don't want to be different than anybody else. You want to be the same. I honestly, it was probably one of the worst times of my life. I felt very odd, very alienated from everybody. I ended up not finishing my school year. I had a tutor coming to my parents' home and teaching me everything. I did not return to school until I was in 6th grade, and then I had another surgery again when I was in 7th grade, and I struggled from that surgery as well with having writing issues because I was not able to use my right side for a long time. After my first surgery, I did rebuild everything, and I'm now ambidextrous, so I can use both hands to write, which is kind of nice, but at the same time, it's kind of a difficult way to get to that point. But because of this situation in my life, I learned I was very different, and I did not feel like I was important, like anybody really wanted me. I didn't feel like I would ever be good enough to play in sports. There were a lot of things that doctors told me I would not be able to do anymore because this surgery was so invasive. It it affected the skull, and it kind of affected by my spine because it ended up into my neck, and when they removed it, it had altered a little bit of the connections in your brain, so that's why I ended up only partially paralyzed during my first surgery because of the cerebellum cortex. They touched something and it threw that whole system off, and I had to, baby step it back. So, with all of this, why do we feel like we're not really worth it? In my mind, it's a lot to do with bullying. It is huge in schools. I absolutely hated it when I was younger. I'll be honest, I hated it through high school. It was awful. I always felt like I was an outcast and just awkward. And I don't think social media and just TV media in general, I don't think they help us. They're always saying, this model did this, and she's so beautiful, or he's so handsome. And I don't want anybody to ever feel like that. We don't need to be a size 2 model. You don't need to be a size 12. If you have freckles, if you're missing a limb, you're completely worth everything. You deserve to be worth everything. I think the best ways to build up your self-confidence is a lot of understanding yourself and realizing I can do that. I am better than that. I know that this is going to be hard, but I'm going to do it. I actually took my step in my self-confidence more towards my college time of life. I struggled throughout high school with it. And then in college, I realized I'm in a whole new world. These people have nothing to judge me on. There is no past with us. And then I started kind of just building blocks all the way on up. And I felt so much better. And I know other people, it's baby steps. Just, meet that stranger down the road, have a simple conversation. Make yourself feel better by moving forward with somebody else. The more you make somebody else feel better, the better you're going to feel in return. That's going to build up your self-confidence and build up your self-worth. I'm at that point of where I am maybe overly confident in myself. I'm married. I have a beautiful child. I have a great career. I am going forward with everything in my life with my head held high and ready to go. At this point, I'm overly confident with the way I look. I work crazy patterns for just about everything. I work in my crazy patterns. I wear crazy makeup. I go above and beyond, I'm sure, what I should, but I think everybody deserves to be happy in themselves. I don't care who you are, what you look like. You could be a cow, you could be a zebra, you could be a giraffe. Be happy with who you are. Remember to make other people happy, to feel the same kind of joy. And especially being this time of the year, it's a great time to just give a little bit. And if you can't give, yeah, it's okay. Smile, just have a nice hello conversation. Whatever you can simply do to make somebody else's day a little bit better is going to make you feel better about yourself. So all in all, I just want people to be the best possible person that they can be. And I guarantee that your self-worth and your self-confidence is going to build off of that. And I hope you guys all the best of luck with it. It took me a while, but it gets better. It builds. Good luck.